The next item on our agenda is Superintendent's recommendations and reports. Mr. Smith.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Birding. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Martin to cover the items listed under Personnel Professional.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Mr. Birding and members of the board, I have several items for your consideration this evening. Under Personnel Professional, item number 1, resignations, letters A and B. I do want to take just a quick moment to recognize letter B. Letter B is Jeff Madden, who was speaking right before me. Our Director of Student Services is resigning as of the end of the year. Mr. Madden has worked in Fairfield for the past 7 years, has done an outstanding job. He was the intermediate school principal and then moved into the Director of Student Services. We're going to miss him. We'll miss his expertise, his hard work, and his jovial personality. We thank him for his 7 years of service, and we will miss you, Jeff. Item 2, employment, letters A through E. Letter F, employment is home instructors for the current school year, including this summer. Letter G, secondary summer school teachers. And letter H, credit recovery and/or credit flexibility instructors. That concludes the items I have for you this evening under Personnel Professional.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to accept those recommendations.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from the board? Mrs. Lane, will you call the roll, please?
Mrs. O'Neill,
Yes.
Mr. Begley,
Yes.
Mrs. Shorter,
Yes.
Mrs. Gundrum,
Yes.
Mr. Birding.
Yes. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is personnel support. Mr. Smith?
Yes, at this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Penny to cover the items listed under Personnel Support.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Mr. Birding, members of the board, I have the following items for your consideration this evening under personnel support. Under item number 1, unpaid leave of absence, letter. Under item number 2, unpaid leave of absence, rescind, letter A. Under item number 3, employment, letter A. This concludes the items I have for your consideration this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Penny. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to accept those recommendations.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mrs. Lane, will you call the roll, please?
Mrs. O'Neill,
Yes.
Mrs. Shorter,
Yes.
Mr. Begley,
Yes.
Mr. Birding,
Yes.
Mrs. Gundrum.
Yes.
Motion passes.